Hello everybody and welcome back to the Jsocraft server. So I have been busy since the last episode and I've been doing work on the Nether hub here. And I'm finally done. And here it is. The middle of the Nether hub. Doesn't that look really good? Oh, I'm so happy with it. So I did some work on the roof, as I said I would from the last episode. And basically, I kind of wanted to keep with the colors of this main floor down here. And oh, it looks really nice. I've dug all the way up to bedrock, as you can tell. Now there was like little bits of netherrack there that I didn't dig out, but I was looking at it from the bottom. I thought, you know, it looks really nice. It kind of reminds me of stars. So I kind of wanted to do that same kind of effect. So I went and I put a bit of lanterns in there, just in like some random places. So you kind of get some like odd shapes, not like perfect squares from a bunch of different angles. And the glass there is supposed to be sort of like a reflection of this middle part here, which is honestly my favorite part of the Nether hub. It has like the Nether star in the middle, and then it's a little bit of a reflection up there. It looks really nice. Oh, and correction from last episode. Yeah, the last time I saw this Nether hub being worked on, it was overdoing it, but most of it was actually designed by Dib. How he did it with, you know, no fingers or anything. You know, he's a panda. Great job. Did amazing. And I also went ahead and did a bit of work up there, as you can tell. I kind of wanted to keep with kind of like the mushroom theme. So I kind of I altered it so that this one has the red mushroom and then the brown mushrooms over there. And you kind of get the best angle of it from this upper ridge here. And it looks really good. Now I was playing around with the idea of moving that little like dragon they set up like up there, but I think it would kind of mess with the little flow I have with the ceiling. Oh, look, there's a pigment up there. And yeah, oh, I also kind of did a bit above the portal. Just changed these parts just so it flows a little bit better. But that isn't the only thing I've done. I've made some other additions as well. Now, before in the back there, we had a nether wart farm that was just kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I went ahead and I actually made a proper room for it here, as you can tell. Looks pretty good. I used a bunch of nether wart, netherrack. Some chests back here that I'll fill with nether wart as we get extras. Some of these magma blocks just for a bit of decoration. And I'm actually using lava to act as lighting. I have covered them up at the top, so if anyone's digging, hopefully they don't dig through that. And yeah, it adds a nice effect. I didn't want to use glowstone because I found the color kind of contrasts. The red and orange for this room is really nice for the nether wart. Then also mark the entrance with another wart block. And this is the entrance from this side. Oh, I guess I didn't really show this, but this part I've changed as well. I made like a proper wall here. You used to be able to just go straight into the lava, which I didn't like. So I just made it a little bit more protected. The other side's still the same. Now, the other thing I was talking about in the last episode was I was going to do a staircase here. And I actually kind of did a bit of work here. And the nether wart room actually goes all the way over here. It's kind of hard to see, but every so often, especially if you're jumping around, you kind of get glimpses of it. And I think that's a really nice effect. It does it on the other side as well, when you're walking around along the bridge. And yeah, so I moved. We had 4 beacons up on the roof of the nether that had the abilities and stuff. So I moved it down here, and I kind of made it look like a nether wart patch. And these end rods are kind of like little mushrooms kind of thing. And it looks really nice. I'm not too sure about the color. Maybe purple would be better. I don't know. I went with red just because it's basic. And then I've been working on the staircase over here. Originally, I wanted to do 2. One here going down and one here going up. But with what I did with the nether wart room, I decided to just move it so that there's one tunnel over here. So this is the path that's going to go down towards the lower portals. And then I've also set this up here. And this leads to where my portal room is going to be. And this is what we'll be working on today. Unfortunately, the beacons do also go through, so I can't really do anything about it. It's just how it has to be. It's alright. We can figure out something to work around it. But like to incorporate it in the room. Yeah, and down here at the bottom of the staircase, the little fella. This is Davey. I caught him earlier. I was under the impressions that little slimes anyway grow into the big ones. I don't think that works with magma cubes, unfortunately. But yeah, that's okay. I could always catch another one, but nah. Goodbye. Another thing too, this is like 1 block thick above the nether. Gotta be careful when you're building down here. And these are the portals we'll have to eventually connect to. But that is for another time. I still kind of want to do it by rooms. So this is the next room we're going to be working on today. Last episode I did kind of like a, what's it called? Ah, now I can't even think of the word. Not transition. You know what I'm... Why are you like that? You're like constantly flying. Huh. I shall name you Reginald. Reginald the Duck. Alright. Yeah. So let's get to building my room, shall we? And it's done. What? Were you expecting me to do a time lapse or something? No, 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 no. Of course not. Ta-da! Okay, it's not done yet. All I've done is the middle part. And we're kind of going for like an ancient relic kind of theme, so I went with like a broken down structure. I'm actually really happy with how it came. Yeah, I'm turning that off. That's like ignoring you. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. I think it looks really good. I'm particularly proud of the decal I came up with for the floor. It looks really nice. If you're wondering what this is based off of, it isn't Stonehenge, although that is an amazing structure. This is actually based off of something else. I'm a huge fan of the series Rwby from Rooster Teeth, and during the first volume, they find these relics at this structure in the Emerald Forest. So I'm going to kind of use that as the theme for my room here. Now for the next part, I'm not really sure how I want to set up my portal. This is where it's going to go, this long strip of netherrack here. I was thinking about having it hovering because it doesn't cover the floor, but that doesn't really... Because we can get up to it with jump boost, but it doesn't really make sense, does it? Now, you know what? We're going to change the decal on the floor. I think that's probably the best idea we can do. So, if I change that... we'll change this here. And we'll do it the same thing on the other side. Yeah. I think that should look pretty good. Although that looks weird with those next to it. Nah, I think it's okay. So yeah, let's actually set up the portal now. And I also have these other floating blocks here. Don't worry, we'll be getting to that in just a moment. Uno momento, por favor. Now, I'm thinking tall portal. Roughly about the same height, right? Yeah, that'll be good. That's a good height to go for. I might put some half slabs above it after, but for the time being, that works. All right. Perfect. You're curious, aren't you? I bet you want to know where this goes. I've never shown it. It is to my base, but what part? Oh, thank God it still works. Okay, good. Have to check to make sure none of the other portals are messed up since we are so close to spawn, but it connected perfectly. We're going to kind of go with the ancient relic, ancient ruins kind of theme for this side of the portal as well. But where are we, you might be asking? We're inside my base. In a tunnel. In a cave. Not the house. Yes, I know. Curious, isn't it? But don't worry, this will be for another time. Alright, let's head back and get back to work. Now, for part of the theme of the room, I was thinking about these beams of light back here, and really red isn't the theme that I want to go for. So instead, we've gone a bit... some other colored glass here. Now, I'm thinking, would it look good to have the white in the front of the back? No, probably the gray. Alright, so we're going to kind of go with gray, black, and white. Now, the first thing... it changes the beam color, right, as we go, I think? Yeah, progressively, but it needs multiple to change the color even more. So we'll do kind of like... although light gray would probably be better. We'll do dark gray for now. Oops. I completely missed. Is this my mending? Yes, it is. Or silk touch. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of glass. I'm not sure how much it is to change it back to the original color exactly, but we'll just do enough to go straight up to the floor. And that looks... it's definitely better than this. This has more red than that. I might actually change this out for light gray glass, thinking about it now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, now let's put in some black. On the left. left to be black, yeah. Looking at it from the front. Ah, that's a nice color. More than enough. And white. Perfect. Well, actually, that's just regular beacon. Oh, well. That's good enough. I think that should look... Yeah, that looks good from over here. Perfect. I might switch it, actually. No. I'll leave it like that. That's a good layout. Now, another thing I wanted to change, as you can obviously tell, this is really close to the wall here. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the hallway yet, but for this, I'm definitely going to go open concept and probably remove up to about this wall here. And have this whole thing just like open. Depending on how how high the roof of the tunnel is going to be, though, I might have to alter it. But for the most part, it's going to be where you can just like walk directly out this way and then continue down like the path. There's not going to be a wall here. It'll be open concept, just like this. And that way, it makes more sense too, because this is technically, it is my portal room, but at the same time, it's going to act as like the main passageway up to this level, with all the other doors and portals and such like that. I shall leave that for now. But yeah, so that way it'll be open concept, so you can just walk in and out, and then you can go back down here through the staircase. And I think that'll look out. It'll look pretty good. Yeah, I was curious to see if you could see the change. Not too much. You can pick up a bit of the white. I might have to raise the red a bit more. And come back up over here. Oop. Yeah, this one you do get stuck on it, but in terms of looks, I wanted to keep it. Alright, now for the next part. So, these floating netherrack blocks here are for specific spots as well. Now, in the Emerald Forest, one thing that the huntresses and hunters are kind of venturing to find are relics. And we're going to be setting up something very similar as well. It's going to be tricky, though. I didn't want to have to fall down here. I'm going to have to. There we go. Now, we're going to be using armor stands specifically. 1, 2. So yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I want to use obsidian for the placement block, just because this block is important and it helps me keep the placements. And then an iron trap door. Now above this iron trap door, we're going to have an armor stand. Let's see. So this is kind of like mid-corner. Should I have it more diagonal? Yeah, I think that's probably good. Ooh, actually, I just remembered I'm supposed to be above the floor. This is like one too low. There we go. Ah, breaking obsidian, the most fun thing you could do in the game. I fell. Okay. There we go. Okay. So realistically, this should be obsidian. Iron trap door. Armor stand looking diagonally. Oops. Diagonally. Perfect, perfect. And then above it, I want to use a piston. Now this part's a little bit tricky. I have to be careful because I don't want the piston to fire too much. Actually, I could just do this. Where's that? Courtesy of GT's place and spawn. Is this gonna... It's probably not gonna let me... No, it's not. Okay. So like that. And then above that netherrack, I'm going to put another piston to push it downward. Oops, wrong one. And there we go. Okay. Do I have anything to power it with? I have a torch. That'll do. Alright. So let's get this. Portal's making lots of noise. And it needs to go one more. Like so. Now if we break everything... Ta-da! A little nub. Now I'm sure you're wondering, well, that doesn't look like a relic, it looks like a button. Well, you're wondering why I have so many wither skulls. And that's one reason. But for this side, it's going to be gold. Now, the relics in... that episode were chess pieces. Now we can kind of mimic that, but we're going to be using gold instead of, you know, regular skeleton skulls. There we go. One relic down. And wither skulls. The reason I collected so many of these things back in the first few episodes is because I like using wither skulls for decorating purposes. So same idea. Actually, let me clear my hand. You can also remove the relics, which is also a nice kind of feature. But if you put a wither skull on it, oh, that looks like a black piece. It doesn't really look like chess pieces. Unfortunately, we can't do that in the game, but this is rather close. It's the best we can do. And we can take it back. So this one's going to be gold, like so. And then I'm going to be doing them for each of these netherrack locations. And then that is the middle part of this room finished. In terms of the walls and the roof and the ceiling and all that other stuff, haven't really thought that far ahead yet. This is the main part that I wanted to build for my portal room, as well as digging this out. I'll probably do a bit more of it off camera and then show you guys, especially with the relics all set up, because I think that's going to look really nice. And then, yeah, I'll figure out what to do after that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll probably end it off just showing you guys the finished product. It's a short one, I think, but I don't have as much time anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!